inside. The old gods granted me a vision of the way to change reality. In the shadows creeping, can't rest your weary head. No time for you to sleep now, or evil it will spread. So gather all your friends and listen to my tale. Adventure story shaping the magic and the veil. Dragons, devils, demons, and creatures that I fear, and heroes of the north. Just please don't be scared. The heroes are the monsters to the enemy. It all depends upon the way that you proceed. Original GM, we're here to set you free. Come join in the adventure. Who you wanna be? Who you wanna be? We are heroes. We are
Welcome back to Original GM. I am Hupahu, once again joined with Chikala and Wachi, and we are going to get right at it. I hope you guys are excited.
Yes.
All right, let's get going. We're going to start in Beacon, inside the throne room where we last left off. You are currently, Lily, walking with your brother away from the throne room. You're still in the throne room, but it goes towards the entrance.
Mm-hmm.
You remember what it looks like.
I do.
You're kind of in that hallway, and he says, so there's a couple things that we need to discuss. You guys are all still in the other room. You can hear them kind of mumbling down the hallway, and inside the throne room it kind of echoes on the walls, so if you want to hear noise, you could actually hear noise.
I absolutely do,
Okay.
but I don't want to make it super obvious.
Okay. Of course, Jean is right in front of you guys, kind of looking at you as that's going on. And Spinster, the black dragon, sitting or standing next to the throne room with his head kind of down, acting like, just not making any noise, not bringing any attention to himself whatsoever. Doc and little Luke had left. You guys are unfamiliar with who little Luke is, but Ray and Velia certainly know who he is. And Vay, but actually it was Ray.
He's right.
Mainly Ray, I think. Velia wasn't there, but he left with Doc, the kind of cowboy-esque looking individual, and then Billy, cowboy-esque looking guy, standing in front of the two double doors as you and Thorn go walking down the hallway. Go ahead and roll your hear noise.
Not even close.
Okay, so you just kind of just mumbling like this.
It's fine.
He says, there's a couple things. Sister, he says, I know that's probably strange for you to hear. Why was it not in your life? Because your mother is not my mother. And she killed my mother. Something your mother, I'm sure, what is her name, Belle, would not tell you. And I'm sure my father considered it pointless to go into with you as well. With the death of my mother, the execution, the assassination of my mother, My father and I should have both been killed as well. But for whatever reason, your mother saw to give compassion to the two of us. Her and our father began a love affair. Not long after. It seemed that her heart grew soft for the young boy and his father. Never lasted for me. I left as soon as I was of age. I wasn't going to continue to live there. I don't know the pertinent details about their relationship, but I can tell you that it ruined my life. But that does not mean that you are not my sister. It was not your responsibility. You did not do it. I do not blame you. I have said my piece. I've heard great stories about you. I thought to myself, perhaps I should introduce myself. It wasn't until I brought the bandits here to gather the riches of Beacon and become trapped that I began to realize I probably needed more than just to talk to you. I probably needed your help. We cannot leave this place. Now, as he's been talking, he's kind of done a circle and come back towards the throne room. You guys hear that? And he kind of looks up at them as he's still talking to you. He says, the curse of Beacon is still here. It has not been lifted. This is why we are here and cannot leave. Nor can you. It seems there's a portal there that you could very easily step through. And he walks over and kind of looks through, and you see Tuffy like this. And he looks at Zero like, he says something, but you can't hear him.
She'll drow silent tongue. I can't hear. She'll drow silent tongue to him through the portal and be like, he says we can't leave. Don't step through.
What do you mean? He responds back, brilliant, by the way, brilliant. He says, what do you mean? You're trapped?
Yeah.
Why?
The curse?
What curse? The curse of the mirrors?
I think so. I think that's what he's
That was
talking
broken.
about. That's what I thought, but that doesn't seem to be what he's saying.
Meanwhile, he's still talking, and he says, my crew and I are stuck here, but we are at your disposal. Anything you can think of to help us get out of here, we're willing to do. This is hell on earth. Not too long ago, a lich came here. The priest did. He became stuck, or it became stuck. It claims itself as an it, not male nor female.
Yeah, familiar.
We do not know its extent of power here within the city of Beacon. Under the waters, we know very little. He kind of looks up, he's like Snorky, and you see this thief sitting over there. Very nondescript looking, save for he has these huge, what look like goggles on top of his head. They're on top of his head. And he has some kind of apparatus with tubes, with a tube that attaches to his mouth, kind of dangling down. Has some other gear dangling on him. You see some webbed feet, and Zero did recognize that he was wearing a cloak of the manta ray. On top of all this, he says, Snorky here has been down. The others that have gone down have not returned, not a single one. We had over 600 bandits here at one point, and what you see here and a few remaining within the city up here on the peak, on top of the keep area, are all that are left. The Griffin Riders that stayed here from the city of Beacon and some of the Red Riders are still present. They live up here as well. Up above us is where the Griffin Riders still live, but there are only 4 of them left.
Do you know which 4?
Yes. Nora, the guy that we call Face or Mouth, which is very similar to tongues, and looks over and you see this very good looking human thief kind of smile at you, nod very politely. He kind of talks for them evidently.
Mm-hmm.
And there's another one that we call Rudy because he's an asshole.
Mm-hmm.
He's always doing drugs, by the way, and doing crazy shit with his griffin. Stuff like that. And then a woman who no longer talks. Evidently she used to talk, but she doesn't anymore. Named Ripley. And that's it. The rest of them all perished and died from the denizens of Beacon. There aren't very many Red Riders left, half a dozen. They're ruled and controlled by their captain, Sabindo, who is a pretty relatively calm individual, and he keeps them as calm as he can.
So Sabindo is actually my guy.
He nods.
I'm not sure, what other Red Riders are still in his company, but there were several of the Red Riders that had kind of bonded themselves to me before everything went crazy. And the Griffin Riders, I know all of them. Like, I've ridden and fought with them, and so they're actually really good people. Probably fucked up and twisted from some of the things that have happened, but
Hardway spends a little time with them, and he kind of looks over at this relatively big-looking human. He's about the size like Orgain. He's big. Hardway hangs out with Sabindo, and he kind of looks at you and says, "Yes, I have heard your name, Lily. I have spoken of you often.
I'm so glad they're okay."
I do believe they feel a little left behind, but I think that Sabindo has had his men understand the reality of the situation. Those that are still alive do not hold you responsible for anything. I cannot say the same about the Griffin Riders, he says, but Sabindo and the others, yes. At that point, your brother says, I really don't. Okay, I really don't. How do I say this? I really don't think that there's a way out of here, but if there is a way, maybe you guys can help us, and he's probably the one that can. And he points through the portal at Tuffy. Zero, you're still talking to him. Tuffy's like, so you can't leave anything that comes through.
No, we can't.
Have you tried opening a portal out?
I can't open a portal.
Maybe Lily can.
Maybe she can.
Ask her to see if there's any other form of travel. Have you tried to teleport yet?
No. Zero would say out loud, have you guys tried to teleport?
Gorgon shakes his head no.
She was looking at Thorn when she said it.
He's like, yeah, no, that was one of the first things we did.
She'd look at Lily and be like, Tuffy suggests another kind of portal. Maybe a gate? For it?
Tuffy says, give me a second.
Okay.
You see him kind of walk around a little bit. The Verbadyne Ranger come to the edge of the portal and kind of look through at you.
She goes like this, like, don't come through.
Stop. Kind of walk around, edgy. See, she starts cracking her knuckles. She's like, walks around.
They're restless.
He looks back at you for a few moments and he says, a portal won't work. You guys are stuck there. I will do research to find out. He says, wait, didn't Rabbit come there?
He did.
I need to go speak with him.
Okay.
I will leave this portal open.
Okay.
He casts a spell and you see it hold it. And he says, I will be back as soon as I can. Then he turns around, starts talking to them, and you see one of them raise their hand. The part drow one raises his hand. He comes over to you, he goes, I guess I'm supposed to stay and talk in case you need to relay messages.
Okay.
And he goes, I didn't know that I'd be hired as an interpreter. He says, there. Kind of looks at you with that attitude that he has, kind of a smirk on his face.
She would smile.
Okay.
It's funny. Hold on. I'm trying to pull their names back up.
Okay.
I have all their names written down, actually.
Lily?
Mm-hmm.
You kind of get a little bit dizzy for a second. You're like, what the hell? And then this vision comes to you of that creature again. The eyeball with these tentacles, shadowy tentacles kind of moving next to it. And it's in your mind's eye.
Confidence born of ignorance. You cannot stop the cycle.
You hear in your head. And it's just burning this eye, and it's like you're being drawn towards it in your mind. You're like, ugh! Do you try to fight it?
Yeah.
Need a saving throw versus paralyzation at a -6. She's like, why are you picking on me?
Okay, -6.
Mm-hmm.
So takes a 6 to a 12.
Okay, so 12 or over.
15.
All right, you make it. You realize there was some kind of spell that went off, but it did not affect you. You're not sure if it was a hat that stopped it or what. You just know you were able to stop it from happening. And then you hear in your head,
We are the eternal. We are the pinnacle of evolution and existence. Before us, you are nothing. Your extinction is inevitable. We are the end of everything.
and then you're like, when you come out of it, you see Thorn kind of look at you. You see Gordon come walking over. He's like, what happened?
Zero's looking all.
Zero, you hear something from behind you, like, he's like, what happened? And you turn and you see Lily, like, she's breathing heavy.
Little me.
The vision that I had.
She's visibly shaking to her body. You can see she's got fear.
He's coming for me. He's coming for us.
Your brother's like, who, the priesthood? Gordon goes, oh no, this is much different than that.
Much greater. Like I've never seen before, and I think that it actually tried. I know. I was able to try and cast a spell on me, and I was only barely able to fight it off.
Gorgain pulls his sword out and starts looking around. He starts walking, looking into the shadows. And is it here? Gordon's like, no, it's not here. I would feel it.
I'll start telling him
What it said?
It said to me. I'll try
Roll
to
into your
remember
intelligence.
verbatim.
Okay.
I see it all right. Do you have a pencil and paper? You have a book?
Zero does not. No.
She'll pull one out and hand it to you. Yeah.
Roll into your
Give her a
intelligence.
notebook. Yes.
The first thing it said to you was, you confidence born of ignorance. The cycle cannot be stopped. Roll for the next one.
Remember, we are eternal.
Okay. We are eternal.
God damn it.
Missed it?
Yeah.
Where'd you roll?
20.
A 20? Okay. We are the eternal is all she can remember of that line. The next line.
Yes.
Before us, you are nothing. Your existence or your extinction is inevitable. And then the last thing,
Yes.
we are the end of everything. The room feels a little cold to you, Lily. No one else seems to notice it, but you feel chilled, like you feel chilled. You don't feel right.
Pull my cloak up.
Okay.
Right around me.
Try to warm yourself up a little bit.
Mhm.
When you pull the cloak up, it seems to kind of go away. Your hat's kind of bent over inside the cloak a little bit, but you have to stuff it in there.
I'll turn it back into my hair.
Okay. Or did you already do that?
I-
You already
I
did
don't
that, so yeah, I
remember.
wouldn't do that. I'm sorry,
Okay.
my bad.
You're good.
Dean forgot. Yeah, you put the cloak on, no problem. Yeah, and you start to warm up as soon as you put the cloak on. So, I don't know what you're talking about, Thorn says, but I was getting ready to tell you guys what happens here so you're aware. Weather, daytime, nighttime, it all changes according to the whims of some beast or some creature within Beacon. We never know what's going to happen. When it is night, we do not go out. We don't even leave these buildings. When it is day, we'll go out a little bit, but we don't know if it's going to just switch to night suddenly or not. That's how we've lost some of our men. Whatever these denizens are, well, we know what some of them are, like I told you, but there are some we don't know what are. They are shadows, and one of, I think it was Sabindo, I think he told us they are called soul eaters. And when they attack, they leave the body behind, but they never awake again. We have a room full of them. They are not rotting, they are not dead, but they are not awake, and they cannot be woken. 0. With your 25 intelligence, you know specifically that soul eaters are connected to Tiamat. They're connected to the cult of the dragon, to
The Korosai family
Korosai
has rule over them.
It's the Korosai family mainly, not necessarily Tiamat, actually,
Yeah.
and you would know that. They made a deal, something happened where they got these, if you recall.
Mhm.
And that family's been using them for some time to do their bidding.
So she would say,
So Vala is probably involved somehow.
she would be like Lily.
Mm.
Korosai rule the soul eaters.
Gordon nods.
I didn't ever think that she was really on her side.
So she is here then, perhaps?
She has the other mirror.
I have one.
I have one.
She has the other. And the priestess has the fourth one. That is why we are here. Is to break this curse. Little Luke comes back in the door with Doc. And Doc looks over at your brother and says, everything is clear. Bright sunny morning. No sign of anything. Water is no issues, nothing moving. He says, thank you. He looks at you guys. He goes, if you want to come outside, we can take a look if you want. We are here to serve you. That throne is not ours. Gordon walks over to it and he looks at it. You see him reach down and touch it and cast a spell on the throne, and it disintegrates.
Yeah. Mm.
He turns and looks back at you guys. You see Gorkin kind of smile. Bandits are like, what the fuck? They move away from the throne. Spinster moves quickly away, like, oh shit. Puts his back kind of to you guys for a second and then, turns around. Gordon just kind of looks at him with an eye, you know.
We killed that motherfucker like 3 times already.
The best that this city ever was when it was at its pinnacle was when we ran it as a council.
Yeah.
When there was no king, no queen, no monarch. When there was a council of us making decisions together for the best of the people, not our greedy intentions.
Thorn kind of narrows his eyes. He goes, I was told that it was run best when you were ruler. And he looks over at the other bandits and they kind of nod. And Gordon says, there will be no ruler of Beacon. We will work as a team as we have always worked. And I'm sure that he agrees.
You do. What you heard was a rumor and propaganda.
We've always ran the city as a council.
I was never queen here. Ever. A council member.
He nods.
And we did great things. We changed a lot.
Tuffy comes back to the portal.
Turn look at him.
So it is the curse of the mirrors. I know that.
Do you know how to break it?
Currently, right now, we have priests working with Rabbit. We don't know what's wrong with him, but he will not wake up.
What?
I sense no soul in him.
She would tell, and there are soul eaters here.
He said to us that he had been here. I remember hearing that.
Yeah.
Does Lily
Did
know
he just
anything?
Did he just like drop? Because we've seen him since he was here.
I went to find him and he was at the hero's headquarters sitting on the couch upstairs, out cold. I tried to wake him, he wouldn't wake. I took him to the temple. Bella was there with me. He's not waking and his soul is not in him. His body is still. I know that he's been to Beacon. Does Lily know any details? Did he say that he actually went there and how he got out or how he got in or?
Lily.
I'm gonna do some divinations, he says.
Yeah.
Rabbit won't wake up. Tuffy just went to talk to him, and he says his soul is not in his body. He cannot get him to wake. Did he tell you anything? Did he actually get into the city when he came here?
I don't think he said. I think that he
Roll in your
said.
intelligence.
He said.
He did have a specific conversation with you, if you remember. Once you roll your intelligence, I'll make sure that it's part of your memory.
Yes.
He said he hid in a way they could not find him and was close, but they didn't see him and he heard conversations. So you know he was in this city. He was on top. You even asked him, how's the Bear's Den? He also told you your house is fine. I've been in there, it's fine. So you know he got in and out somehow. You know it was hidden, whatever that is.
So tell them that.
Is Tuffy still standing there?
Mm-hmm.
She'll relay that information for sure. And then she'll ask him, I wonder if there was like a repercussion from him leaving, if that's what happened. It seems weird that he just dropped after how long? Because he was fine like an hour ago.
He tells you it was the soul leader. Tracked him from Beacon, followed him to Mirabilia. We're dealing with it right now.
It's in Mirabilia?
Yes. It's trapped in Mirabilia, he says to you.
Okay.
We could give it a way out, but we're not going to. We're going to capture it and try to figure out what we can do. Either kill it, study it, whatever.
Please be careful.
We will. There's a festival being planned. We have to do something. Stop there. They and Ray.
Yeah.
You have been transformed, Reva. You are a positive material vampire. You can feel it flowing through your body. You're aware of some of the powers because you've been around Vay. You and Vay have had a few conversations, so you're familiar with kind of what's going on. But you have a hunger that you have never felt before. It's an insatiable desire for life and positive material energy. And so as you sit there gaining no hit points, that is just overcoming you. You start to feel kind of out of control a little bit. He tells you to calm down, and he says, don't take damage, don't drink the poison anymore. Let it fill you a little bit, and that feeling should go away. He says the other option is to drain some living being for their positive life force. And we don't really want to do that.
She'll stop drinking the poison.
Okay. After a few rounds, you start to gain positive material energy, and you just sit there just vibrating, just it feels so good. You feel like running and not stopping, you know. As it's happening to you, you realize you are slightly levitating off the chair you're sitting on, and then you kind of fall back down and like, oh,
Shit.
you realize you can fly. When you do that, Vay looks at you, he's like, that is something that you should be very careful with. That will give us
I need to.
I understand. After a while, the feeling starts to leave you and you feel satiated. He tells you to start drinking the poison
I
again.
will.
If you could have seen your face when all that went on, but you couldn't. So yeah. He tells you that you need to make that paste. We need to get you the ingredients, and you need to make that paste. Money is not a problem. Whatever you need.
Okay.
Who can you get it from?
What was
About that point, he looks at
Her
you and he
name.
says, "Tuffy." Tuffy says there's a soul eater in the city, and that rabbit is unconscious.
What?
Yes. As you're in the other room, Tuffy telepathies everybody. He says there's a soul eater in Mirabilia. We're attempting to capture it now. Or kill it.
Where is it? That's Aaron's. Where is it?
It's on the promenade currently, hiding.
Legends and lore? Got anything that would help with that?
No.
No?
No.
Nothing. I got nothing. Okay.
No legends and lore.
Oh goodness.
The only legends and lore you would know is what you already know.
Right. Okay. Shit.
You know, they chase their victims till they eliminate the victim, and then they leave.
Yeah.
It can't leave. It's been trapped.
Yeah.
So you would know to really get rid of it, you just let the protection down, let it go. But Tuffy's saying they're trying to capture it. Anyway, Vay's like, I shouldn't leave the bar right now. There's too much going on out there.
Goodness. Does Tuffy have it, Ray would say?
By the way, Lily and Gordon and Zira and Gorgain and Mal are all trapped in Beacon. The curse has not been lifted inside of the city. The mirror curse is still present. They believe Vala's behind it, or the priest did. They don't know. There's a lot of information. They cannot receive telepathies currently. The only way to talk is the undead level in the Temple of Ariax, where all the undead are. There is a portal there being held that you can look through and use silent tone. You hear T'Tala say, well, my, this is not something that I expected, but I will not let them deal with this alone. Meet me at the portal, Tuffy. Tuffy's like, T'Tala, you can't go through, you'll be stuck. I don't give a rat's goat's ass. Meet me at the border. Okay? And I would let that soul eater go if I were you. And Tuffy's like, we can't, we gotta get this, if it ate Rabbit's soul, then we gotta try to do it. She's like, he is gone. There is nothing you can do. Okay, Tatota. I'll let it go. That would be smart. Perhaps you can follow it where it's gone. Somehow. That would be more useful, wouldn't it? Knowing where it came from exactly. You're right, he says. Alex says, well, I'm trying to prepare for this festival. I do not need that here, and there are other things here that we're trying to capture. I have summoned my priests. I am ready for a temple. Sounds like Beacon is also my responsibility. Perhaps my priests will be useful there. I will be at the border to meet with you, Tuffy, and with you, Tatata. Alex, you're the priest. You'll need to be here for the festival. He's like, she would understand. So what do we do if I can cancel it? He's like, I don't know the answer to that question. That is up to you and your goddess, our goddess. Personally, I don't know the answer to that question. Can you ask her? He's like, I could, but it would not be what you would expect. I know that she wants a temple there in Beacon. She has deals that have already been made. I must put her temple there. Fucking great, Basis. Fucking great, man. Great. Tuffy, are you going? Tuffy's like, not if Alex is going. I would be better, more use here for all of us. He can handle anything that I can handle if I was there. I have a temple here with priests. I cannot leave them behind. Besides, the security of the city is all on us now. We will continue with the festival, Basis. In honor of the goddess of justice. They will not stop us from celebrating her life. Unless someone disagrees with me, I think we should move forward with that.
Right, I would say no disagreements here.
Eris, what do you think? You have things to do. You have bars to contact. You have stuff to plan.
I do.
I need you to stay focused for Valia.
Yeah, I got it.
Justice must come. Eris,
Yes.
you get a telepathic message from Emmett Chopin.
Hey, I was gonna contact him. I was literally just about to say I was gonna try and telepathy him. I'm not kidding.
Greetings, bud.
Greetings.
You have been seeking me.
I have.
How may I help you?
festival today or tomorrow?
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow we are putting together a festival for the celebration of life for the goddess Velia, the goddess Valk. And I was wondering if you might want to play.
Of course.
Okay.
We'd be happy to.
Awesome.
In the city of Mirabilia.
Yes.
We should talk.
Okay. Now?
If you wish. Yeah, just meet me where the circle is complete.
Okay.
He disconnects.
All right. Where am I standing? I'm standing in the bar, right?
You are. You're right here.
Okay. So she will, she'll telepathy Vay. She was like, hey, I have to leave Mirabilia. I'm going to go talk with Emmett.
Okay.
Yeah, just so you know, I'll be back in a little while. Can I teleport outside the city?
If...
Or do I
Yeah.
have to go to the top? I can't.
No, you think you can.
Yeah, she would tell me, Emmett said he would play at the festival, but I gotta go talk to him, so.
Okay.
Alright. And she's giddy, like you can hear
Yeah.
it in her voice. She's like, he's gonna fucking play, like.
Do you need Ray and I to come with you?
No. No, I'm good.
Okay.
Okay,
Be safe.
for sure. She'll telepathy Tuffy really quick.
Okay.
She'll be like, hey Tuffy,
Yeah.
you busy?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, I'm trying to get this soul heater out of here.
Okay. Never mind. It's okay.
What do you need?
I don't have a word of recall on me anymore. And I have to leave Mirabilia, so. But it's okay. The ones from Nero won't work anymore, right?
No, they weren't. They won't. One of my priests can probably do it for you if you go to the temple.
Okay. Yeah, I'll do that.
Okay.
Okay. She will go to the front door, I guess.
Okay.
Go out. She'll
You
grab
grab it and it's unlocked.
it. Okay. She'll go
Okay.
out.
All right.
And then she'll teleport up top right outside the Temple of Ariax.
Okay. You teleport there. You see Lucian standing there, and there's a priest at the door, kind of talking to him, and he turns and kind of looks at you.
Hi, Lucian.
Greetings. He turns back and looks at the priest and continues talking to him. You see beyond the temple, and you can see the keep up there on the hill, the purple and pink colored keep up on the hill. They step out of your way to let you go in.
I'll walk in.
Okay.
Grab for a priest.
There's priests everywhere, or what you would assume. They don't look like priests, like you know.
Right. Like
Um,
Ariax priests. Are
They're
really
dressed
different.
in pink and orange and different colored robes. A lot of them have shaven heads, and it's really odd, different than what you're expecting. But they're all beautiful, even though a lot of them are shaved head, male and female. They're still beautiful.
Mm.
One of them kind of looks at you and waves, and he goes back to what they're doing. You see a group of them over in the corner. They got a bottle between them, and they're spinning it, and it's going around. Okay.
It's so cute. Oh my goodness.
You see it stop, and they giggle, and then you see this girl lean across and kiss this other guy, and then she goes and spins the bottle.
Yeah, she'll just find a priest and walk up to him, I guess.
To the closest one.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter, male or female.
No.
Okay. Male.
Hi.
Hi.
Are you one of Tuffy's priests? Or High Priest Tuffington?
Wow. I'm sorry. He kind of looks down. You're so pretty.
Thank you.
What did you say?
Are you one of High Priest Huffington's priests?
I am.
He sent me here to get a word of recall.
Oh. Okay. All right. I can do that for you.
Okay.
Hell yeah. You want to recall to me? And he just smiles and looks at you.
Goodness. The temple would probably be better.
Okay,
Should
we'll
have
do
a
it here.
smile
We'll
on
do it in
him.
the sanctuary over here.
Okay.
He walks over to the side. Asks you what word you want and all that. And he'll go ahead and cast it on you and get it set on you.
Cool.
Okay?
Alright. She'll tell him thank you.
Thank you. You're welcome. I'm sorry if that was creepy. You're just so beautiful.
You're sweet.
Do you serve Ariacs?
I do.
Awesome. He just smiles, kind of blushes. Well, it's nice to meet you.
It was nice. What was your name? Sorry.
Todd. My name is Todd.
It was nice to meet you, Todd. That's me laughing.
I am the great priest, Todd.
It was nice to meet you. She'll turn around and walk away.
Okay. All right. You have a feeling he's watching you as you walk away. You come to the front door. Is that where you go?
Yeah.
Okay. You see Lucian kind of look at you and goes, "Excuse me."
Yeah.
None of these lame fucks seem to know where Lily or Zira is. Do you?
I do.
Where?
They are stuck in Beacon. They went to Beacon to start taking it back over, and there's a spell put on there, I guess. There's a curse, and they can't leave right now.
I need to find a way to complete my contract. If
If
anyone
you,
goes there, they'll be stuck, correct?
they will, but I think if you contact Tuffy, he can probably get in contact with them.
Yeah. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Appreciate your time.
Of course. It's good to see you, Lucian.
You as well.
She'll go off kind of like in the park area,
'Kay.
and then teleport right outside of the Druid Circle.
Okay. Stop.
Okay.
Back to Lily and everybody in Beacon. So what do you want to do? Thorn says kind of out loud to everybody. He's like, what's the plan? What do we want to do? Want to gather everybody and discuss everybody that's here on the keep area? I mean, we have the Bear's Den open. It's being run by Blackie and another person. Back to my notes. I apologize. It's being run by Blackie and Tongues, he says, and he kind of looks over, and Tongues is in the room you're in. He's like, "Oh, I thought that." And kind of looks at him. He's like, yeah. I just letting Blackie take care of it right now. She's doing fine. She seems to have things under control." Okay.
I prefer to stay here and start preparing. I really want to talk to Savindo, and I want to talk to the Griffin Riders as well.
Would you like us to have him come here, or are you going to go talk to him yourself?
I want to start fortifying this room. I know that this is going to be a little bit hard for everybody to understand, but I'm having a hard time thinking about anything except for this vision, this creature of evil. And when I say evil, I want you to understand that there's no chaos, there's no law, there's nothing but evil. He was able to penetrate my protections and attack my mind without even being here. It's making it very difficult for me to concentrate on anything else. I understand that there are other things at task, but I also feel like we're very unprotected here. Are there any protections on this room? Has anything been done magically?
Thorn raises an eyebrow. He's like, no.
I didn't think so, but I thought it would be polite to ask.
He nods. Gordon says, I'm going to take a look around.
Around where?
Up here on the plateau. You say it's safe up here. And he's like, unless it changes to night, yeah. If it changes to night, you better hide. Gordon kind of smiles. He's like, okay. He looks at Zira. He's like, let's go take a walk about and see what's going on out here.
Yeah.
Take a look at the city. And,
Let's do it. She would look around.
Lily, I think that whatever this is a concern. I feel like you need to be speaking with a priest. About that point, you guys see through the dimensional fold Tatal to come through. You see behind her, you see Alex, and he's coming too, walking with her, and he comes through. Gorgane's like, kind of growls like that. She's got a smile, a little smirk, and she looks around.
Oh, my sister.
I could not let you have all the fun. Alex is like, we came to help. And he kind of turns behind, and you see priests coming through. One after the other. 20 priests come through. 6 of them are dressed differently than the rest. 6 of them are in these gray-colored robes. Out of the 20, 14 of them are in gold and white and black trimmed priestly vestments with the symbol of Valia. You see he has a symbol of Valia on as well. He says, we came through with help, and we came through with the goddess of justice. We will be constructing her temple here. You see Thorn kind of look at you and then look over like, what the fuck? Because you know you guys are stuck, right? And Tatala goes, yes, of course, but where one hero goes, we all go. We will not leave another one behind.
They are my family, too.
He kind of looks at you. She's like, who are you? Tatala says, he's like, I'm her brother. And he kind of steps back, like kind of next to you. You're like, I'm her brother. And Tatala goes, it's a pleasure to meet you. If you are Lily's brother, then you are a friend. He nods. Alex comes up and he says, so we need to secure things. Perhaps my priest can do some things to help.
Alex, I need to bend your ear for a minute. I know that there's a lot of work to do. And the last time that I spoke of this, I was attacked in the mind. So I'm gonna...
He does that. He casts a spell, touches the ground, and you see these ruins appear in this massive circle that covers the whole throne room almost.
It was already there.
Then it starts spinning and turning around, and then it goes invisible. You should be good now.
Thank you so much. Thank you. So I know that I've never really talked about this very much.
Gordon and Zira and them are starting to leave, and he stops and goes, maybe we should clear the room before we do that.
Okay.
He turns and he says, let's get out of here. Show me around. Show me where Sabendo and all them are, Zira and I, so we can just try to see what's going on. Can we clear this throne room out? There's some very serious magic's about to take place. And you see they all kind of stand up and, run into each other for a second, choose doors to go out of, and they start walking away rather quickly. They don't fight or argue at all.
Good.
We get the fuck out of here. Doc stays up on the ledge up above looking down at you guys as you guys are doing it. And Gordon kind of looks at him and he just kind of turns his head like that and he's like,
Disappears.
Gordon looks at you, goes, the least that know about this, the better. Unfortunately, I think that's the best way. What you're speaking of is something that can feel it, then no one else needs to think of it.
Yeah.
He nods. Let me know if you need us.
Thank you.
Him and Zira exit with the 3 undead behind you.
Mm-hmm.
Tuffy's on the other side as you're leaving. He's like,
Oh, I'll stop.
he's like, okay, so we're doing all we can on this end. We've let the Soul Eater go as per Tatalda's request. She said, let it go. We're attempting to see where it's going to. It's headed east.
She'll turn and be like, Tatalda,
Yes,
can you translate?
of course. I know nothing, but she walks over to him.
Translate for them.
So everybody leaves the room, even Mal and Gorgain and all of them leave the room. It's just you and Alex in the room. Go ahead.
So all of my life, I've had dreams that later come true. And earlier,
You have the gift of seeing.
yeah,
When were you born?
130 years ago.
No. What month were you born?
Her.
Hurt.
You're welcome. The
Nice.
So earlier today, I took a little nap and I had this vision, and it was very different from anything that I've had in the past. Like, I felt like I was actually there, and there is this creature, this being that is pure evil, no chaos, no law, just evil. And this is what he said to me. And I'll let him read it.
All right.
I don't want to say it out loud.
He takes it. As you do that, you see the ruins go in a couple spots like they're being attacked, and he looks at it with concern, like, what the hell? He's holding onto the paper and he's like,
All I have to do is think about it, and it comes after me. I don't even have to speak about it. All I have to do is think about it.
will you accept some spells?
Of course.
He casts 3 spells on you, one after the other.
I'll tell Brazil to accept Alex's magic.
Okay,
please.
all right. He reads it and he's like, we? You said it was one.
One eye that was red and black, but from around the eye were these like gigantic black tentacles
Where was this?
coming out and moving. I think that it's where Hedda is. That's the feeling that I
In the
get.
Dwarven Kingdom?
Deep in those mountains. Hedda was kind of part of the original vision. This thing has attacked me. See, I had the vision when I slept, and then I've talked about it 3 times, and all 3 times I've talked about it, it has attacked me in the mind.
Even now.
I was barely able to fight it off last time.
Something attacked the ruins. It tried to come in here. It did not succeed. The spells I have placed upon you are the same, similar in nature. They should help it from happening again.
Okay.
This is grave. I'm not sure what this means. don't know much about Dwarven history.
You what?
I will try to find out what I can. Is this more... I don't know if this is more important than opening the temple for the goddess of justice. She wants it here in this city.
I don't want to take you away from your work by any means.
I have a plan to give her a choice.
What do you mean?
I know that everyone misses Valia terribly, and I know that she is the goddess of justice. But I have a spell that I know. He turns and looks at the 6 priests that are off, dressed in gray, and he says, they have already accepted the fate of the spell. They can sacrifice themselves, the 6 of them, to bring an avatar of justice, to bring Valia back to the Prime. According to what I know in my prayers, she is capable of such a thing simply because she was murdered by a god on Prime. She can come back in the form of an avatar, of her goddess, of herself. Valia could come back. She would be much greater, but the 6 of these individuals would sacrifice their consciousness and life as long as she was present. But we could bring the avatar of the goddess here to help with anything that we need.
You know, when Valia was here on this plane, she was very pure of heart.
She would not kill them, but she might come for a short while, allowing them to sacrifice their consciousness for however long it took her to complete a task. I think she's able to do it. But in according to what the research that I've done, I believe that she will be willing to. The spell is known as Spirit of Power.
Never heard of it.
It's an ancient spell, deep from one of the tomes of magic, learned through the goddess Nira, but it couldn't be used with her. For it cannot be used with a goddess that already has avatars on the Prime. The spell will be cancelled. It cannot have more than a certain number of avatars. But I happen to know that Valia has none. So we could create an avatar for our goddess here present in Beacon to help us with what's happening, to help her build her church.
My advice would be to do everything that you can possibly do, short of killing the innocent.
I know that Gordon wants to build a Verbidine temple and have her present in there, and she has no worries or issues with that. She has agreed with that. But we cannot construct or start construction here yet with everything that is going on. But if we get to a situation where we need more power, this is a viable option. Of course, the 6 of them would have to be guarded. For if they were to perish or die while the spell is active, it could not be good.
I could help with that.
I will use the goddess of justice magic with my priests and priestesses, and we will secure this plateau as best we can. I know that even some of the ruins from Mira are still present here. That does not mean they're working, but it does mean they're present, and the locations that they are work very well, so we will go about and do that. I will leave this here under us. It will always be present and will protect from any mind-altering things. You will not be able to telepathy in and out
I can't do that
from the
anyway.
throne room. Tell the others.
Okay.
I will get to work and I will do my best to figure out what this is that you have spoken of.
Do be mindful that because I'm so well protected in the mind, or at least I thought I was, that I cannot telepathy in or out. So I'll have to tell them as they come back. It will be only as I see them that I can tell them. So
Tatalda was in here, I wanted to remind you. I said you were the only two in here. Tatalda's here. Because she's standing over by the portal talking to Tuffy.
Yeah.
But she heard all that. And then she wouldn't have said it.
Right. No.
Okay.
I trust her with my
Yeah.
life.
Yeah. She kind of looks over her shoulder at you for a second to see if you're still talking, and then sees you're talking and goes back and says something to Tuffy.
Yeah, so I don't want to keep you from your work. Thank you for the protections. Thank you for the help.
You're welcome. You're welcome. I would not leave you alone. He reaches out and touches you. I would not leave you alone. We are the heroes of the North. I know that I retired to the temple, but I am still your hero.
You'll always be my hero.
He smiles. I will begin my work.
I'm gonna stay here and start summoning.
He nods. You will not be able to communicate outside of this runic circle within the throne room. You'll need to step outside that to summon.
Oh, okay.
He looks over and you can see where the circle is. Tuffy's portal is like right at the edge, you know what I mean? Like it
So it's not the entire room.
no, it's almost all of it. But, so imagine a giant circle in the center of it,
There we go.
you know?
Okay.
Imagine just a giant circle right there.
So kind of like the corner.
Yeah, and the portal's right here, so the corners are kind of left open.
Right. And I'm sorry, remind me, it's been a while since we were in this room. Both of the north corners are stairwells, correct?
Correct. These steps go up to a door,
And then that's...
double door, and then there's a hallway here that goes this way.
Okay, and then the main entrance.
So this
to
is the
south.
second level. You're looking down from the balcony here, so you can't really see, you know what I mean? Like, this is the second floor that you're looking at. That's the big hole.
Yeah.
So it doesn't look like this on the first floor.
Okay.
You can go down a level. But, yeah, that's not a problem. I can go down a level and show you what it looks like. Fatalda says, there's someone to speak with you. You go over to the portal.
Yeah.
Alex goes and starts working with his priests. Besides his priests and you and Tatalda, I kind of mistake that, but they were all in there too. The priests were too.
Yeah.
Anyway, they leave with him and start putting up protections. You see Lucian standing there on the other side of the gate with Tuffy. He kind of looks over at Tuffy, and Tuffy's like says something to him. He's like does like that. Pulls out a scroll and starts writing something. Lucian just stares at you.
I'm gonna use silent tongue and see if he knows it.
Okay, what do you say?
Do you know this tongue?
He doesn't react.
Okay.
Tuffy hands it to him, and he looks at you with the scroll, and he goes, roll 20 to catch it. Roll into your dex to catch it, actually.
No, I missed it.
Okay, it falls, hits the ground, and he just kind of raises an eyebrow. You pick it up.
Yeah.
Okay. See ya.
Open it. Read it.
Myra is not a traitor. Myra used to be in league with your enemies, but stopped the moment she met you. Our contract is complete. Lucian. He just looks at you.
Thank you.
He nods. He said, good luck.
Thank you.
You see him turn and go off the screen, basically, because it's a portal. You don't see him anymore. And Tuffy kind of looks back at you and he's like, he goes like that. It's just none of my business. Whatever that was.
Right. She'll burn the scroll.
Okay.
Just
Talda's just kind of standing off to the side, and she just kind of looks away from you, like for a second, up at the wall. You know, she knows. She was standing right there,
She
so
saw
she knows. She saw it, but she didn't say anything. Anyway,
Better to be safe, man.
yeah. Yeah. So, I know that you're gonna be a summoning fool. I can feel it. You're gonna be a conjuration summoner. You're gonna summon a conjuration all over here. You're gonna leave your stain everywhere on this fucking place. Whatever spell you can cast, I realize you're gonna do that. So, any other protections? So I just need a list of what you summon. What you summon, just give me a list of what you summon. I trust that you know you're capable or not capable of summoning whatever it is.
yes. Do you eventually want to use Gate and one of those books that they gave me?
Yeah.
But for right now, with the uncertainty of everything,
You might not be able to do that here.
yeah,
You don't know.
yeah,
Maybe you can.
right.
Not in that
inside a
spot,
circle.
but outside of it, maybe you can summon, maybe you cannot. You don't know yet. You haven't tried it. This place is cursed. You can't leave, but you might be able to bring things to you. You don't know.
She turns to Tatalda. Hey,
Yes.
do you remember fucking Terrathron and Terrathrone?
What about them?
Do you remember them?
I do. I do remember
This
those
is
little
the
shits.
this is the same curse, the same spell that was on Warkeep.
Yes, it is.
Traumatized, you poor thing.
You think they're involved?
Dude, they took all my clothes, put me in a cell naked, and fucking left me there to die. Of course, I'm fucking concerned. And their whole thing was they were pissed off because I was using magic.
Well, there's been magic used.
There has.
Nay, I'm not here.
That we know.
I'm familiar with those little fuckers, and I know what to do against them. All you need is lightning, dear.
Okay.
Lightning hurts them like nothing else. They are scared of lightning. They will run from it. Matter of fact, if you just carried around a little bit of crackling lightning on your staff, they would stay away from you.
Oh,
No,
okay.
they would not come near you. It's that simple.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, I've got work to do.
Okay.
I'll tell her.
Zira, you and Gordon go up. You see Sabindo. You see the Griffin Riders. They greet you and everything, and they're like, about fucking time. Somebody comes through.
Sorry, guys.
You know, you talk to them, but not much, not long. Gordon says, we got to put up protections. We got a lot of things to do.
Do I see Ripley?
You do.
She say anything?
She's just sitting over in the corner sharpening a sword.
What happened? She would say that she would tell Gordon. She'd be like, what happened?
Nora looks at you. She goes, we don't know. It's trauma from what has taken place. We are the last, the Griffin Riders. It was the day Master Chief was killed. We haven't slept much. It's hard to sleep here. There is a great evil, Nora says. Deep. An evil. More than one. Do you want to know?
Yeah, of course.
So what I know from divination is that the curse is present here, and the only way to break it is to break the four mirrors. They must be destroyed. That's the only way to break the curse. Just as it was for you within Warkeep, I believe.
Yeah.
The priesthood is here. It resides at the hero's headquarters. Underwater. There is a great undead Lich King. One that you should be very concerned with, dear.
Yeah.
Yes.
Why?
He commands 3 mummy kings. And his name is General Kos Gershwin.
Her heart fucking dropped in her stomach when she said that.
And she just stares at you like she knows. She looks at you and then looks at the hand and looks back up at you. The hand says to you,
The general is here.
Yeah.
You must hide. He can kill us. He will kill me. You cannot give me to him.
I have no intention of doing so.
the hand invokes some kind of power that you've never felt it invoke before. And it spreads out through Beak, and you feel it as it goes. And it's like, vroom, vroom. You can feel 2 separate things. You feel a sword of Kos deep, deep in the earth down by the Gershwin tombs. You feel it. And you feel the Eye of Vecna over in the hero's headquarters area. You can feel them both. And he says,
That will enable us to defeat the general. You must get the eye. It is the only way to survive.
Alex strictly warned me against doing that, didn't he?
he did.
Yeah.
You feel the Eye of Vecna.
Yeah.
No longer Nira. You're wearing the hand of Vecna, and you feel the Eye of Vecna. It's close. Closer than, you've never felt it before. You can feel it now. The hand enables you to feel it. Once it does that, you feel it, and you know where it's at. Sword of Kos is the same way. You can feel it as well. Like it's part of you somehow. Or part of the hand. So Lily, I need you to know where you go. You step outside that circle. You leave the room, or you just standing there kind of thinking about what you're going to do? Nobody's in there but Tatalda right now.
I'll ask her if you're not going to do anything. Will you watch my bag? I have to step out of this circle to do this.
Of course, dear. I'll come with you. It's fine. It's been a while since we had a ladies' day.
Right.
So you're gonna have Tatalda with you. So I just need you to know if you left that circle.
She was still in it.
Okay.
But
all
yeah,
right.
she's
So
gonna have
I don't
to
want to go back to you yet. I just need to know if on your way to doing what you're doing, if you're gonna stay there or leave the circle.
She is gonna step out of the circle but stay in this room
Okay.
to cast.
Okay. When you do that, let me know.
Okay.
Once we get to you. Okay. Zira, yeah, your heart starts pounding, drops down in your stomach. You don't feel good. Gordon looks at you. He's like, "What's wrong?"
So,
He's like, "Who is General Kos Gershwin? I know that it was the tombs of Gershwin, but who is that?"
that is... So, do you know the story of this?
No,
No?
not really.
So,
I know there's an eye and a hand. That's all I know. And
There's
these are
an eye and a
artifacts of
hand.
undead nature.
and a sword.
There's a sword.
And the Sword of Kos. Basically, whoever wields this sword will come after me. Or him. And he says the only way to stop that from happening is to get the eye. Alex strictly told me not to do that, to stay as far away from it as possible.
He kind of looks up, and you guys, everybody hears like a grumble, like a. When you see it kind of go dark, the sun, and you can hear lightning crackle, thunder roar.
Are we outside?
No, you're
Okay.
inside still. You're up at
Just
the
on
top.
top.
You're on the top level. You can go over to the opening in the window where the doors are. The doors are closed, but you can go to the windows and kind of look out, and you see that there's a storm brewing. It's black clouds all around Beacon. Just, and you see it start to rain. Lily, you hear it too. Gorgain and Mal are with you guys, and they kind of look at you. They're like, "We're gonna go back downstairs to check on Lily and check the front door." Gorgain says that, and they head back down the stairs.
She would also tell Gordon about the box that Alex gave her. The cube
Yeah,
to hold the eye in.
yeah.
He told me to put him in this if I ever came into contact with it.
The wind picks up. Visibility goes down to about 10 feet from the rain.
Oh, goodness.
It's just a torrential downpour. Lightning and thunder is firing off in the background, and you actually feel it hit the keep itself where the lightning rods are. You feel it hit them. Lights up kind of outside a little bit. All right. Let's go to Eris.
Okay.
What do you do?
I teleported outside the Druid Circle, right?
Yeah. You know, it's a mile to get to the center.
Mm-hmm. Step in.
Okay. Emmett appears.
Hey.
He bows.
How are you?
I'm good. And you?
I'm good.
You feel godless?
No.
Interesting. He walks over, and you see the grass. Excuse me. You see the grass around him move, and then you see a river kind of up here and just go right by you guys. Makes this beautiful knoll. Big giant oak tree comes up, appears above you guys with shade. It's bright and sunny morning. And he sits down next to the stream.
Sit.
Okay. I thought it would be pertinent for us to discuss the very nature of existential existence.
Okay.
To determine whether or not you remember what you are, it's all up to you, my dear. There's something that you have missed that I feel you should know. And now that I am no longer an avatar of a deity, I am but mortal, I have the ability to discuss these such things with you. Are you ready to know about your people?
Yes.
Have you noticed that all Neos are male, save you?
That's kind of weird.
Yes, is it not? You've never met another female Neo.
Mm-mm. Never.
Nor have I. Nor has any of us. And you would assume that it is simply the form which you take, that one takes, that gives you your sex or gender.
Right.
Our species are all male. You are the first I have met that is not. It is within you. I can feel it. We all can feel it. You know that we absorb one another.
Yeah.
But what you don't know is that our existence depends upon reproduction with other species.
Right.
We do not reproduce with one another.
Right.
Then how can we continue to move on? The only way is to reproduce with other species. It is the only thing we can reproduce with our other species, not ourselves. I think perhaps the question is, are you one that could reproduce without other species? You are female.
That's a hard question. I don't really know. My kids are,
Ah, but you did not reproduce.
yeah. I'm not their only mother, so.
And reproducing with another species is not the question. We know that can be done. The question is, can you reproduce with your own species? Or is it just like all of us, absorbing one another? It's considered sacred for us to reproduce with the other species. Our kind have been doing it for thousands and thousands of years. It is how we continue our line. It is how we continue our species. You are the mother of the Neo, the only female, that portion which was casted forward in time during the great existence. The bit that was left, the reproductive bit, the feminine, the sacred feminine, was cast from us so forward in time that we did not see her. You are that soft portion that was thrown away from the hard portion. The great creator. Do you still seek to become a Magna alumni, Barb?
Yes.
There is no Bard of the North currently that resides in the North that claims the title of Magna alumni.
What about you?
I am not in the North.
She just realized she has no fucking idea where she is.
Where on the plane you are,
Right,
or where on the shill you're
no
at,
fucking
you have
clue.
no
I
clue.
always assumed it was in the north. Oh.
It is for you, but you, to decide what you do. When you attain the status of Magna alumni, I will speak on your behalf before the Council of Druids.
Thank you.
You will attain that which you have sought for so long. You will rule the North as the Bard of the North. All other bards will hold homage to you. I'm curious, once you attain this great goal that you have set before yourself, what then? What will you do? Will you continue to have kindness and compassion for these beings, mankind, as a general rule or word to use? Those lesser than yourself, beings that were created long after your creation. Will you still hold compassion? Will you still wish to be in the middle of them, forgetting everything that you are? I wonder how long it will take for the mother to return to the Neo. That is for you to decide. It was merely for me to tell the story, and now you know. I have a feeling that if you were to absorb others, that they could not stop you. It would not be as if they fought one another in the past. Do not believe that the mother of all the Neo can be absorbed.
What?
I believe it would be the opposite, no matter where they are or what they have attained. That which through you and others it has been imprisoned deep within a dwarven mountain, the great evil.
What?
The first Neo,
That's the first name.
the first male Neo, that which threw everything from it and absorbed. It grew and grew and grew until we had no choice. With the help of the gods, it has been imprisoned deep within the mountain. Since the prophecy has been fulfilled and the goddess of justice has been born, it has stirred, aware of what is coming. It has sought for 3,000 years to escape its prison. And 3,000 years before that to escape its prison. For the first time after eons, an epoch of time has been produced, and it has reached out from its slumber and prison and touched the mind of your friend Lily Thistlebriar.
Yeah.
There are others that are doing the same. That great evil is still within its prison, but it seeks to find a way out. And it is only a matter of time before the goddess of justice stops the prophecy, and he will be released. In this time period, great things will become strange to you. The dwarves themselves, their cities will shift and change. Their people will not be the same. And if you wish, we could go to a point in time where none of this exists. Perhaps where we first met when you were Zira, within the tavern in Monarch. We could go and sit, have a drink, speak and talk. Or perhaps for the first time when you went through the door. Or the second. You are timeless, as I am. It is merely the constraints of your existence around these beings that enables you to not know the truth of it. You must decide whether your nurturing these beings is more important than who you are. Or perhaps who you are has changed. Time will not tell you. For fate is intertwined in it as well. When you have attained the status of Magna Alumni, you will come back here.
Okay.
And we will complete the ritual. I am honored to know you, my friend.
Honored to know you, Anna.
Please, call me by my name. I am Epoch, time. The name Emmett backwards is time, and the name Chopin is epoch. I am a moment, an epoch of time.
Honored to know you, Epoch Time.
I will leave you with these words, for I'm sure there is much to think on. I will see you tomorrow at the great festival to the goddess of justice,
I look forward to it.
as do I. He bows, and then you see him get up, kind of walks over to the oak tree and kind of touches it and closes his eyes for a minute and kind of like pets it and then walks behind it, and you don't see him. You realize you have all your magic. Everything's working. You're in a druid circle and all your magic is working.
Oh, it's the staff. It's the staff, isn't it?
You think so. You think maybe it is. You don't know, but that would be maybe all it could be. We're going to stop right there with Eris.
Oh my god.
Lily, you've got a list for me?
I do. So is Tuffy still on the other side of the portal?
Yes.
He's still standing there, so I'm gonna turn to him, and in silent tongue, I'm gonna tell him to please. Ow! Sorry. Ouch!
You good?
God damn it.
Those Greek curls will fucking pull you in. I tell you.
Tell ya. I'm gonna be excited for glasses I don't have to take on now.
I need LASIK.
Same.
We all need LASIK.
So I'm gonna turn around and use silent tongue with Tuffy
Okay.
and tell him to please tell Myra what has happened.
Okay.
She's expecting me to return, like I should have already been back. And
All right.
she's not herself, so be careful.
Okay.
Use your intuition on
Of
what you
course.
want to do.
Of course.
And then
Do you have those two cards?
I do.
Do you think I should take them since you're stuck there? In case we need to move it?
Can I give it to you through the portal?
I don't know. You can try.
Okay.
Pull it out.
I'm gonna pull both of them out.
Okay.
And I'll try and put my hand through.
So your hand doesn't go through, it stops at it. But the cards go through and you see him reach and touch them.
That's freaking awesome.
Yes, it
Yes,
is.
we know that.
Is that what that
Is that-
means in Drow
Is that
Silent?
Drow Silent Tongue
It
awesome?
is.
This is awesome?
Yeah.
Okay. Awesome. That's great.
And then I'll tell Tatalda I'm gonna begin. And I will take out the rattle, which takes me to 20th level.
Okay, you're gonna start rattling.
And I'm gonna start rattling and start casting those in that order. I've tried to write all the specifics on there for you. Did I do okay?
Yeah. So yeah, all right. Okay. The Thorn Swarm,
Mm-hmm.
you're casting that.
What I want to do, because we're in an open, so we're on the first floor, the balcony for the second floor
It's above you,
is
yeah.
above us, right?
Yes, ma'am.
And so what I want to do is I want to have them above everything and
Okay.
just holding, and like they stay for a long freaking time. I just want them there and available for if anything
So
attacks. It's the dragonfly ones.
yeah. I'm trying to see how long the duration is. Do you know?
Oh, I thought I wrote it on there.
You've got area range of effect. 2 rounds plus 2 rounds per level.
Yes,
Okay.
times 2. And then I wrote it out there. It's like 80 something.
84 rounds. Gotcha. Okay.
That's why I tried to do all the math.
So these dragonflies, as you cast the Thorn Swarm, they whipped around the room and just start filling the air, just as like a tornado almost. And then they go up to the top and just up above the second balcony into the roof area, and they just fly kind of there in a pattern, like a circular pattern together,
Okay. Perfect.
and just wait.
Yeah.
Okay. Damn. So that's going to be a total of
40 by 40, I think.
a 40 by 40 cube,
No, wait.
20 by 20 cube.
Yeah.
All right, of these insects. And then you cast Storm's
But
Faithful Hound.
I did it twice. I put on there times 2.
Mm-hmm.
So 2 of those.
Yeah, so,
So yeah, 40 by 40.
okay. That's a lot of insects.
It is. And they do a lot of damage together.
Storm's Faithful Hound. You're going to have 8 of them appear.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, they do. Then the sensor, elemental sensor,
Mm-hmm.
4 air elementals from that.
And I will use tongues from the hat to communicate with them.
Okay.
Tell them thank in their native tongue. And tell them thank you. I have so much
So-
gratitude for you coming.
I need to know each one of them what you say to them as a command, what to do. So we'll start with the insects. You're just sending them up to the top of the room waiting for your command. They're not going to do anything unless you point at somebody or whatever, right? And then Thorn's Faithful Hounds, those 8 appear
Mm-hmm.
and look at you, and what do you tell them?
I'll tell them to protect me.
Okay. They come all around you and sit down and, on guard. Kind of surround you. And then the 4 elementals from the sensor, they appear. What do you tell them?
The same thing.
Okay.
I'm so grateful that you came. It is an honor to meet you. Can you please lend me your protection?
Okay. And then that's it?
What's
Just
that?
lend me your protection?
Protect me if I'm attacked.
Okay. All right. It's important what you tell them.
It is.
The next 4 appear, you tell them the same thing from
Yep.
the staff.
Yep.
And then you're going to cast a mirror image on yourself.
I'll wait on that. I
Okay.
was going to, but with everything else,
All right.
I don't want to confuse the summons.
Okay.
So I'll wait on that one.
And then you're gonna cast lightning bolt out of your staff, but hold it and not let it go. So the
Yeah.
charges will go.
Okay.
Um,
I wanted to see if it would do that lightning crackle thing that
it
T'Challa was
does. It
telling
actually
me.
does.
Nice.
You're sitting there holding it, and you don't cast the spell out of the staff. You just invoke it, and it's just sitting there crackling on the tip of your staff. Just.
Nice.
Um,
Mark this on.
you'll need to let it go. Like if you set it down, it'll in the spell, so the charges actually won't be used.
Okay, so I don't need to mark them off.
You don't need to mark the charges off unless you use the lightning bolt.
Okay.
But you're gonna kind of, it won't be doing it if you're not holding onto the staff, concentrating on it.
Yeah.
Like just holding it there. I mean, you can do other things, but you'll have to have a hold of it.
Okay.
Okay,
So
that sounds
Do
good.
that, and then I will step back in that circle of protection.
Okay. The air elementals all come around you and follow you, and sort of the hounds. They kind of get all around you and everything, and Gorgain kind of looks at them and nods like that, and you see one of them kind of turns towards Gorgain and looks at him for a second, like, "What the hell?" and then turns away. And Gorgain smiles at it.
It was one of the ones he got.
It was.
Oh goodness.
And
When
then
they come in the room, you definitely can feel the wind change around you, like it gets kind of breezy when they move and stuff, but they're damn near invisible. All you see is their eyes mostly. The hounds are the similar, they're ghost-like creatures, glowing eyes.
I will ask the elementals to take up the four corners of the room,
Okay,
like 2 in each corner.
all right, they do.
Or actually 1 in each corner and then 1 on each wall.
Okay, they do that.
And then I'll tell Tatal to thank you, my sister, for having my back.
Of course. Of course. That's why I came. It's storming, and you can start to hear it storm. Like I told you before, you heard it. It crackles and starts storming. And the windows that are coming in through, the lights coming in through the windows dims, and it goes like dark, like almost like night. You do notice that the magic that was placed on this place still works, because when it goes dark, all the lights light up.
So some things are still in place.
Some things are still in
Our
place.
beacon lights.
Yeah. Yeah, you think the beacon lights are still working. Everything about them seems to be working. Yeah. Stop. Back up with Gordon and Zira. You guys notice the lights come on too.
Mm-hmm.
And Gordon says, we need to find out what the rest of the city looks like, but it doesn't look like we're going to do it now.
Yeah.
I have a feeling this was on purpose.
Yeah. Of course it was.
I think we need to go and talk to the bandits and get the information we can out of them. It looks like they've been under the water. They've kind of looked around a little bit. We know that area down there.
We do.
We can teleport into the underground. We can, I don't know if it's underwater, what's not. But we can check out under there and see what's going on. But first, let's get as much information as we can from them.
Okay. So, as they're walking, she'll look at him and be like, you know what I find interesting? She'll hold up the bracelet that
Yeah.
Alex gave her and she'll be like, look at it. It's got all the same markings and engravings as that tomb down there.
Probably came from that tomb.
I wonder if it could take control of those mummy kings.
Maybe.
Or even that lich. Probably not the lich, but maybe the mummy kings. I don't know.
Might be possible.
Just a thought.
What's the range on that? You know it's at 15 feet, like it's right around.
It's
real
close. It's
Yeah.
like 15 feet. Close.
That would mean for us to find that out, we'd have to be face to face with Mother Kings.
For sure. As far as Steph goes, I do have a polymorph undead.
Polymorph undead?
Yeah.
What is that? He kind of looks at you like, what the?
So it's a specialty necromancer spell that allows me to take an undead and
Polymorph it.
yeah, but I can if
Like
I
you can make it non-undead again.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, I have 2 of them.
Is that in a book? Is that clerical?
Yeah.
Shit.
Of course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd love to get a necromantic, magic user spell like that. That'd be great.
I'll pull out the necromancy book and I'll look at it. Is it just clerical?
Yeah.
She'll turn.
Yeah.
Put it away.
Cool. That could be useful.
So I have that.
Please don't use it on me.
I would never. What?
Or on her. On Miranda.
I would never. Miranda's my friend. Why would I do that to her?
So, let's gather everybody together and talk about what we're going to do and what they know.
Okay, let's do it.
We'll start walking back down. As soon as you get through, Lily Gorgain walks in with Mal. And they're like, hey.
Hey. What'd you find out?
Zira and them were talking to Nora and found out that there's 3 mummy kings and that there's a General Koss Gershwin, a lich-like creature that somehow is affiliated with, this is Mal, he says, somehow is affiliated with the hand that she wears. And that there is an eye as well, and it's here too in Beacon. The priesthood has it, possibly. And the sword of Koss, she said. She seemed to be very concerned. Almost scared. I've never seen her. And he looks at Gorgain and he's like, she seemed very concerned. Gordon didn't though.
Zira doesn't get scared.
No.
So, if it seemed like she was, then there's something serious happening, and Gordon just doesn't understand the seriousness of it.
Or he doesn't want to scare her anymore.
Sure.
She already is.
Sure.
He is calm, Gorgain says. He's always calm, even in the face of great danger. He seems to be very unaffected emotionally.
So essentially that means that that hand that she has now, that was the hand of Nira. Well, Nira's gone.
Yes, it's the hand of Vecna, is what they call it. That's what Mal says.
Hold on. Sorry, I need to. I can't remember if I picked up. I did not. Never mind.
It's all right. About that point, Zira and Gordon come in. Gordon's like, hey.
Okay.
So we found out some information, but we need to talk to the bandits. We need to get everybody together, kind of get the maps out, maybe to the war room and find out exactly what this place looks like, where the enemy is, things of that nature. So that we can go from there.
I think for now we should make this the war room.
Right here? Okay.
I've got the maps, or I would say the original one.
Hey, it's good with me.
I mean, this
Do that.
room has the most protections right now. And Alex invoked an entire circle of rooms. I don't know if you guys saw that or not.
Yes, I saw it when I walked in. It's not harmful. Keeps things in and out, both.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe we should light up the beacon lights.
Let's do that.
Looks at Gordon. He's like, can you do that? He's like, yeah. Never got to do that before. Thank you.
It's dark out
He
there.
starts walking. Mal kind of looks at him. He's like, I got this.
It's dark out there.
Zira would look at Mal
He's like, I'm not
and
going.
nod towards.
I'm not going out. He says, I'm just gonna go up and turn the lights on. Zero looks at Mal and what?
Nods towards Gorgain and
Mal kind of looks at you and he's
like go with him was the look she gave him.
like, Gorgon just told him no, basically. So he just stands there and kind of looks at you. He's like,
Zira's nicer.
he
than
looks at
Gorgain.
he looks at the hand and then he looks at you and he looks over at Gordon and he's like, and he turns and starts walking out. Looks at your undead, you know what I mean? He's like, yeah, okay. I don't want to get you mad at me. He follows Gorgain
Nobody
from
goes alone.
a
You
distance.
never go alone, ever.
Yeah,
Ever.
he'll go with him.
We have a rule. We have rules.
And every time somebody breaks it,
Things happen.
Something bad happens.
Talza's like, so I know that Jamal has a vault. It's located deep in Nervilia. A treasure trove or maybe a sealed room of some sort that's somewhere down there.
of course.
I wonder what's in it.
Zira would look at Tatoma and be like, oh my god.
What?
You guys, I bet that's where his soul is. He's smarter than that. He wouldn't have left his soul inside his body. There's no way. He's the one who introduced us to soul storing devices. There's no way.
Yes, there's no way. You're right, dear.
I bet it's in there. Which means we can bring him back if we get it.
Yes, I believe you're probably correct about that. We should ask Alex if he can divinate him or something.
There we go. That's a good idea.
Can you? And she looks at Zero.
Divinate?
Yes. No.
My orb is locked inside the Temple of Ariax and nobody can get it.
You can't do it as a priest? A priestess?
I'm a necromancer. I don't know.
Oh, yes, of course. Of course.
I don't have any divination skills. Wait.
Nora.
I am. Wait.
She says Nora. She has an orb.
I still have my orb.
I don't know what that spell functions like. Give me just a moment, actually. You still have yours?
Yeah.
Can you use it though?
I cannot.
Yeah, I did.
Not for divination, but you could.
No, you couldn't. It's locked to you. If I picked it up, it wouldn't work for me. I believe that's how it works, right? That one's specifically for magic users,
Mal
isn't it?
says it was one of the orbs, one of the eyes of the dragon. If it still holds to the same rules of prophecy, then you are the only one that can use it, unless you perish.
I haven't pulled it out or looked at it or touched it. I haven't had time. Since everything happened, we went straight from the keep to here.
So who has an orb still? You and Zira, and that is it?
As far as I know.
Does Gordon react at all when he says that?
He doesn't. You all saw him take Vala's orb.
We know he has it.
You know he took Vala's orb. Did he give it back to her, or
We don't
did he
know.
keep it? You don't know. He doesn't react to it though. During the episode Heaven's Fallen, remember he snatched her orb up.
He did.
Mal will ask him, because Mal was there, he'll ask him, do you have one, Gordon? He's like, no, I don't. Unfortunately, she has it. I don't have it. It would have been of no use to me if I would have kept it. I was hoping we could use it as a way to get things done. And we did. I did. There was a price for giving it back to her.
thought maybe the idea spell would work for what they were asking about, but it doesn't function that way.
No.
I had to read it. I couldn't remember.
There are no, like, guards here, you guys. Like, there's no... You're used to being here and having Red Riders or troops inside your guard. There are no guards here. Just so you're aware.
Okay.
I want to make sure that it's...
Oh, yeah.
Somebody could walk right through the front door right now, and nothing would stop them.
Yeah.
Alex is doing protections, but he hasn't... He started in this room and then started going towards the front. You're not sure what he did, if anything. You didn't see anything, so...
Yeah, I don't have anything for that.
Yeah. Gordon looks at Zira and he's like...
I could put
He looks at the portal.
operations. What?
What about the Vermidine Rangers?
Do you want to bring them through?
I think it would be a good idea to have them here.
Okay. She'll walk over to the portal.
Okay.
She'll look through it.
Okay. You see Tuffy off to the side talking to some priests. And Vermidine Rangers are all kind of sitting around. You see, what's your name?
I just had it.
Norm?
Huh?
Nora?
No.
I have it. I just had it like 3 seconds ago. These are the notes from her shadow session.
Orla. You see Orla sitting there.
She see
You
me.
walk up and she kind of looks up. She's like, yeah.
You guys want to come through?
Yeah. She stands up.
Come on, get you.
She turns around and says something. You see them all kind of hop up real quick. You see Tuffy kind of look over like, what's going on? He walks over.
I'm gonna take them with us.
They start going through without talking to Tuffy. They just go through. These orcish Vermidine Rangers start coming through the portal into the room. Orla's like, ma'am? Thank you. What would you like for us to do? And they all come in, you know.
She'll just start directing them to the door, to the different doors that are around the front door, and tell them to guard it. Let me know if you don't go outside.
Okay.
No.
All right.
But let me know if you see
About that point, everything lights up real bright. Looks like light, like it's night or like it's day outside. The windows are all bright. You know the beacon lights have been lit.
Mhm.
It's bright as fuck.
Wonderful.
They
I remember when we employed that because we couldn't seem to get rid of the shadow demon. So we created
light
them.
everywhere. Light get rid of their asses.
Continue like the whole damn city.
And yeah, you guys did. That's where the name came from, right?
Yeah.
Beacon. So you get that set up. They start going to their positions and everything. Alex starts coming back. You see Sabendo come in with some of the Red Riders, and Nora from the Griffin Riders comes in. And you're like, hey. And Sabendo's like, looks real serious. He's like, ma'am,
Hello, Savindo.
it's good to see you again.
Oh, I have missed you all so much. I'm gonna use my charisma to make sure they're not fucking mad at me.
Okay.
Yes.
Yes, we've missed you as well. Are we taking the city back, ma'am?
You bet.
Wonderful, wonderful. We knew that it was our choice to stay and do what we did. We survived. Not all of us. About a 90% death rate with those that were in the keep, the Red Riders. About 90% of us passed.
Oh my goodness, I'm so sorry.
It was a rough war. Dragons and undead, it was rough. But we held our own. We were able to survive.
Much was lost. I'm glad that you made it.
Well, at least we're taking the city back, he says. The denizens down there, they're in the wrong place.
Tell us what you know.
That's an awful lot, man. Might take some time to tell you everything that's happened.
Is Zura getting her notebook ready? Okay.
Where would you like me to start? Nora comes in and kind of nods at you a little bit. And as he says that, she says, not to interrupt, ma'am, but he moves. And she kind of looks around at everybody.
So good to see you, Nora.
It's good to see you as well. I'm glad that the city's being taken back over. I'm happy about that. I hate to interrupt you, Sabinda. But what he's getting ready to do will take some time. So to tell you everything that's happened. So I figured I would let you know that we're not quite sure who we work for now. There are only 4 of us left. And then the Red Riders, and I'm sure they don't know who they work for either. But there needs to be some sort of gathering. We all need to speak and find out exactly what we're doing. I don't want to break any kind of protocols, and I'm sure others don't as well. There are bandits here that were attempting to rule the city but moments ago. So
They're still here. One of them is my brother, Thorn.
their leader,
Yeah.
the bandit lord, is your brother.
My half-brother.
Oh,
I was not aware of him. Until recently. But that's what this meeting is for. Our intention is to rule as a council as we did before.
I think that's a good idea, ma'am.
And so it will be just as it was before James took over everything. We'll be doing things pretty much the same way.
It was better then than when he was king.
It was.
She nods.
So that's kind of what we're here for, is to gather and get all the information out on the table, and then kind of figure out who's.
What we know is what's happened from our patrols and the numbers that we have lost since the war, from the denizens. It's all been in the darkness of night, but it's happened. Not a lot of information can be given to you. We were hoping that Ripley would help it. Before Master Chief died, she was still searching for answers to that creature that she was studying, those creatures she was studying.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, she went mad, man. She's bugged up crazy. Sometimes she just sits and cries in corners. Other times she shakes. Other times she walks around in circles and says, it's coming, it's coming. And then other times she just doesn't talk at all. She just sits there. I know she hears us. She eats, she does all the things that she needs to do to take care of herself. But she's not the same. There's something wrong with her.
We'll have Alex look at her when he returns.
Okay.
Currently, he's putting protections up in the city again. When he gets back, we'll have him look at her. I'm sorry that happened.
It's not your fault, man.
Were the creatures she was studying, can I remember, were they the Juju zombies?
So she was studying Juju zombies, but she was studying a lot of things other than that.
Okay.
She was if you remember, she was an expert in monsters and creatures and things like that.
All right.
Sabindo says, I haven't seen her write in that journal for some time either. There might be some answers there.
Does she have it on her?
Nora's like, yeah, she does have a journal. I don't think I've seen her write in it either for some time. I think it's a journal. It's a book. She's always writing in it. You guys remember seeing her with that book?
Mm-hmm. She always had it.
Yeah. I might be able to get it from her, Nora says. She doesn't seem to give a shit about anything, so maybe I can go up and get it.
Be careful. Do that.
She leaves, walks up the room. Spindo kind of looks at her and then turns and looks back. Anyway, as I was saying, ma'am, where would you like me to start? Gordon says, at the beginning, the very beginning.
Yep.
All right. He starts telling you the tales that they endured, the things that happened. He starts with the dragon wars, with the undead coming up, and how the dragons pretty much annihilated the undead, that there were some dragons that were killed by the undead, and that there is one in Beacon, an undead dragon that's deep underwater somewhere in Beacon. That's been seen, moving in the river and things like that. But it stays hidden. It doesn't really come out much. They've seen it a few times, and it's close to nightfall when they see it, things like that. He tells you about the priestess showing up one afternoon, and or Steph. He says Steph. He says Steph showed up one afternoon, and he was well, I don't even know what he is. He's different. He had some rotting flesh, and he was like an undead, but he kind of turns and looks over at Sierra's hand, and he's like, and he has an eye. One of his eyes is magical, has some sort of magic with it. He did not attack us. He did not come against us in any way. He asked us questions, as a matter of fact, and we answered them as we could, knowing that he had died, supposedly been taken by a dragon, right?
Yeah.
So he was a prisoner of war or missing in action or something. So it was we were kind of glad to see him, but he wasn't right.
What
He's a
kind of
lich.
questions?
He's a lich.
What kind of questions?
Questions about you guys, about the heroes, where you guys were, where you'd gone, what you had done, why you weren't here. Questions about the underground tombs, the Gershwin tombs. We don't know anything about that. We had no answers to that. He asked what happened to his house, his parents' house. He said that it had been changed. He wanted to know who changed it. We told him it was the hero's headquarters, that it changed to the hero's headquarters. He seemed to be
Because he destroyed it.
very
That dragon.
agitated about it, about that. In specific, he was agitated about that. And he seemed to be agitated that we couldn't answer any questions about the underground tombs. He asked us who ruled the city and things of that nature as well. We told him the bandits. I know we had a conversation with them. But yeah, that was it. And then it seemed like the city itself from that point on just started taking on creatures and denizens. Every day there were more. There are lizard men down there. They swim in the water. We see them come up sometimes. Sometimes they just swim by under the water between the buildings. They don't look normal. They look undead as well. Yeah. Through time, as we started to try to clean up the city and things started to happen and the bandits started to go down and search for treasure, things like that, strange things started to take place. Day became night. The very clouds themselves would form faces of undead with crowns, and they would roar. The clouds themselves would roar. Sometimes the water itself would become solid ice for a day or two.
That sounds like the Mummy Kings.
Other times, the weather would just change rapidly. We've had tornadoes come through here. We've had more flooding down the river come through from time to time. Just various things. He also, like I said he had questions for us, but we couldn't answer it. He needed to talk to somebody more important. And that's when he had a conversation with the bandits, and I'm not sure what was spoke of there. With your brother, I'm sorry. Yeah, your brother. About that point, Nora comes back in. Behind her is your brother and the bandits, and they start coming in. And she walks up to you and hands you this journal, this book, and it's leather like that, about that thick. Has a cord wrapped around it that's tied off real tight. Yeah, he hands it to you.
Thank
Her
you.
journal. Or she hands it to you, her journal.
Thank you.
Welcome. Dorn kind of looks at you and he's like, they said we were going to have a meeting of some sort.
Yeah, Sabindo's currently updating us on everything that's happened.
Very well. He turns and looks at Sabindo and he goes, well, actually, I gotten to the point where Steph came and spoke with you personally. And he looks at me and goes, you mean the Lich? He's like, yeah, the priest did? Yeah, we had a conversation. He was standing right there. And he points at the ground. He wanted to know, if we could help him raid the underground. He seemed very specifically interested in two locations: the Gershwin tombs, and then there's some kind of chamber in the Velvet Underground that he was absolutely adamant about. And any of our bandits that have gone to the underground to search out that area have not returned. We have a feeling it's because of it. There's something in there that it wants.
Yeah. There's an entire network of tombs down there.
I don't just mean the tombs, I mean whatever was in the Velvet Underground. Specifically the Thieves area. There's something
there. Can I still see through the portal from where I'm standing?
Yeah.
Is Tuffy there?
Yeah.
She'll walk over to it and she'll be like, hey, Tuffy.
He's kind of got his back to you right
Oh.
now. He's talking to some of the priests, and one of the priests points at you, and he's like, he turns and looks at you. He's like, he runs over. Yeah, what's up?
Do you still have those water breathing rings that you got for us when we were going to go underground in Waterkeep into the water?
I do.
Can I have them?
Yes. He reaches into a pouch and starts fumbling around and finds them.
Nice.
Puts them in a bag and tosses it through the portal to you.
Try to catch it.
Roll a dex check.
Yeah. Nice.
Don't worry, it's the hand that did it.
It is. No, for sure.
Lily. It's the
Right.
hand that caught it.
Of course. Her hand took her dex from a 15 to a 20.
Yeah.
But
Catch it.
walk back over to them.
As you start to walk over, Tuffy's like, I'm going to leave a priest here to contact me if you need me.
Okay.
Should I be worried about these undead?
I don't think so, not unless I die. She kind of smiled.
Please
Like it
don't
was a
die.
joke. It was a joke.
He's like, maybe I should close this portal and open another one in a safer location.
Okay.
I don't want to put one of my priests here by this portal with these undead.
I understand.
They don't seem to be attacking them right now. They're all standing there from your last command to wait, and they're staring right at the portal. All of them.
What if we need them to come through?
I can't command them right now.
What do you mean?
I can't command. They're over there. I'm here.
They don't speak silent tongue. They're undead.
Gosh.
She has to be able to tell them, and she can't leave, and they can't
Got you.
be
Okay.
told. So
Yeah, that makes sense.
If there are any more undead here, we can take control of those.
possibly.
But possibly, but
Possibly.
somebody else probably has control of them. Motherfucking necromancers.
Sabindo continues the bandit continues his story and tells you that The things that it was concerned with were the heroes of the North, most specifically Zira. He asked about the Queen of the Orcs more than anybody. That's what your brother says. Where is she? Can we get her here? What's going on with her? Things like that. Then he also was very concerned about the area in the Velvet Underground. And I could tell that it was something that he's interested in. We do know that before all of our bandits, most of them were taken out and died. And some of the Red Riders, we were all kind of working together to try to figure out what to do with the city and also raid the city, the wealth that was underground. Anytime that we went near the thieves area in the Velvet Underground, our men were attacked and killed. And we see some of them from time to time still there amongst the dead, the walking dead.
So, would your men rather be on payroll
Yeah,
than doing that kind of thing?
yeah, absolutely.
So let's make that
What do you
happen.
think we do this for? We do this for money and wealth so that we can get a better life than what we have.
Yeah.
That's what it's all about. All of us, I think, have taken a different view now that we're here in this place and have been stuck here for some time.
Well, let's do that. That means, what that essentially means is that once we take the city back, that there will be free housing from the city. Nothing plush like your own house or anything like that.
You hear
Yes.
Billy say, "So you're gonna drown a bunch of us again, or is this a for real term?" And he just looks at you.
I don't know, are you guys gonna turn into
Thor-
juju zombies on me?
Thorn kind of looks at him and glares, and he doesn't react. You know, gonna turn into Juju zombie? He's like, oh, so we were all Juju zombies. That's what you tell yourself. Thorn goes, "That's enough, Billy. They didn't know that we weren't Juju zombies." Shrugs his shoulders. He's like, "I guess so. I don't know. I can't tell you what they're thinking. I just know that a lot of my friends and me had a hard time of it when that canyon was flooded. Kind of holds some resentment, to be honest," he says.
Thorn does?
No,
Oh.
Billy says. And Thorn's like, "Yeah, well, sheathe that shit. Your monk's friends, they're the only ones that are going to get us out of this alive anyway. Whatever you say, boss." Kind of walks over and walks to the steps over there and sits down. Seems to start to carve something. Pulls out a knife and starts carving something. Thorn looks back at you and says, "Don't worry about that. I got this under control."
She'll look at Lily and be like, "Can I see the book?"
Yeah.
She'll start reading it.
The journal?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Take you an hour to read it.
Okay.
Even with a 25 intelligence.
Damn.
And the reason why is there are notes written sideways, and
Right.
diagonal, different color inks.
The important shit I'll relay.
You open one page and you realize one's been ripped out and flipped around the wrong direction. And I mean, it's just a mess. It's just a mess. You know that she probably knows exactly where everything is written in it, but for you to read it is going to take
Take
kind of
some
a,
time.
and it's a journal. It's not
Right.
a book, so
Right.
it may not make a lot of sense in some areas. So you complete the
Gotcha.
book. So you start reading it. Gordon will look at Sabindo and he'll say, "Hey, can you and your men go up to the war room and get all the tables and chairs and bring them down into what used to be the throne room here, which will be called the war room from now on, or council chambers, whatever. We need to move the furniture in here and get this all ready. We need to get the maps and everything, and we need to make a plan. We need to make a decision."
Zero, pull out the magical map that she had.
Okay.
The one that goes out that you can zoom all the way down
All
or
right.
zoom all the way out. Be like, this one too. This will be helpful.
You've got a book in your hand that you're reading. So
Oh, that's right. I forgot. Just kidding.
You pull it out?
No,
You can pull it out?
I forgot. Yeah, I'll pull it out.
Okay,
It's
Gordon will take it. And so they start doing that. And so Bindo looks at the bandits and kind of looks at Thorn. He says, there's been a change of command. And he nods and looks at Thorn. Thorn goes, I understand.
I do want everybody to hear this really quick so that it doesn't get forgotten.
They all stop.
I apologize. I wanted to say and to remind those of you that knew Steph that in life, Steph was of the mind that it was better than everyone else, very smart, very wise, very greedy, and also constantly charming people and trying to hide it like they weren't actually doing it.
Gorgain goes, and fireballs.
Lots of freaking fireballs, no matter what the consequences.
All the men kind of look at each other and nod.
And
Sabindo
now-
says, so Steph, is that what we're going to call it from now on? Gordon says, no, we're going to call it the priesthood. That's what it wants to be called. So that's what we'll call it. It was born as a high elven male
Right.
and sacrificed its masculinity
Yes.
to Nira,
To become a priestess.
become a priestess. Until that was completed, it would have received its maleness back after it became a high priest, but it fell from faith, so that's what made it no sex. Is that?
That's correct.
Yeah.
That is correct.
That's exactly what happened.
We'll call it the priesthood from now on. Then
The
Gordon says.
priesthood. And so I know that most of you already knew this, but I wanted to remind you that when people are turned into liches, everything bad about them is amplified. So all of those things are going to be way worse when we come into contact with it. And that's all I have.
They nod and start moving to go get the furniture and everything and bring it into this room. It takes them 15 minutes, and that's it, with the bandits and the ex-Red Riders, or whatever you call the Red Rider soldiers, to fill this room back up with the tables, the war room stuff and everything. And basically they turn it into a war room in a matter of 30 minutes, I'd say, or so. Zira, you've been reading about 40 minutes into the book.
Okay.
And the end of the book has the same thing. You're turning the page and it's the same fucking thing. And it says, we are the eternal, the pinnacle of evolution and existence. Before us, you are nothing. Your extinction is inevitable. We are the end of everything. Your confidence was born of ignorance. The cycle cannot be stopped. And it's written in different forms of handwriting, scribbled. Some pages are ripped with a pen or with a quill, like it went really hard, and other places you can barely read it. It's like just barely on there, page after page after page. All the way to the end of the book, probably 45 pages of that. Before that, it was research into all sorts of monsters and animals. I mean, just crazy. Right before it changed, there was some research on the denizens of the Dwarven Empire. She talks about a book called The End that she completed and read. and that she thinks that her whole life was leading up to this moment of understanding whatever this is.
And then that's
And
where
then
she
that's
lost
where
her
she
mind.
lost her mind from there on. And it says she's reading the book, the end. Not, I read the book, the end. She's been reading the book, the end. And she mentions the great evil a couple times that's in the book. So yeah, you're reading that as you're going through that. They're bringing the tables and everything. Gordon's standing there, he's putting up the maps and...
She'll go up to Lily. She'll be like, Lily. She's holding it and she's like...
What?
She'll go up to Lily. She's holding the book and she's like, so at the end of this, she's talking about the denizens of the Dwarven Kingdom, and she started reading this book called The End. And after she started reading this book, that's where she lost her mind. And it says in here exactly what that thing said to you in the vision.
You say it out loud, right? And Gordon stops and looks at you. He's like, what?
Yeah. And it says it over and over in like different kinds of handwriting. And if she has that book on her, we need to make sure nobody reads
He looks at Nora, and then he looks over at the Red Riders and he goes, go and get her. Go and get her and put her in handcuffs. Immediately. We don't know what's gonna happen.
You
I
need to
wonder
get
if we
Alex.
should talk to Alex. I wonder if she were to come in the circle, if it would restore her somehow. Like if it's
Possibly.
affecting her.
Possibly. Go get her. And the Red Riders, they start going. Nora's like, I'm gonna go with them. We can maybe talk her into it. She looks at the Red Riders. She says, Gordon, is it okay if we can just talk her into coming? He's like, yeah, but if she acts funny, you put her in handcuffs. He looks at Gorgain and goes, go with them. And he's like,
Be careful, she's no slouch.
that's what Gorgain does. He's like,
She winks at him.
he starts to laugh. Nora looks up at him and she's like, it's okay, big guy. We're just gonna ask her to come. It's good. He's like, yeah, it's all good. We'll talk to her. And they go. About that point, Alex comes in the front door and you hear it open with the storm out there, and he walks in and he's completely dry. He's not wet at all. He comes in and closes the door and starts walking in. My priests are putting the final protections on what we can call the plateau. There's no longer really a road that comes off of it. So, but yes, we have the protections up. We're putting them up. Priests are putting them up right now. The rest of them. The lights seem to help a lot with what was going on out there. The weather is unnatural, for sure. It was brought in and conjured up. I can tell you that for sure. I would guess, since I could not take control of it or do anything with it, it's probably, there's a couple spells that I'm familiar with. I don't think that they have control of the weather either, is what I'm telling you. It's a spell that just does random weather, bad weather that doesn't exist here.
Like
As
the
a-
snow.
Well, as I was coming in, it started to sleet and snow, which is not the season for that quite yet.
Like what happened when we were in Monarch.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was dark druidic magic in Monarch.
It was.
I wonder if it's a druid or uses druidic spells. Remember, it could cast druid spells when it was what it was.
One of the things that Rabbit told me was that Durza's druid circle that's down there is tainted.
Mm. Everybody starts gathering at the table, around the table with maps and stuff, and then they bring Ripley in, and she's just calmly walking with her head down, kind of in a daze. And they walk in, and as soon as she comes through this protection area, she passes out straight to the ground. And they catch her, and, like she's out, and they look at you, and you see Alex walks over there. What's going on?
I think that whatever attacked me earlier that you protected me from, I think it got her.
This book, Alex, it says that she started, this was her journal, I read it. It says that she started reading this book called The End that has to do with
Nora pulls a book out of a bag and she goes, I think this is that book, and it has a symbol of the end on the cover. She was like,
when she was reading that book, she lost her mind.
she puts it back in the bag and
Um,
kind of hands it out like this. She walks up and, anybody go towards it? She just sets it on the table.
Yeah,
There you go.
that's what I was gonna say. Just put it on the table.
The
the
bag,
end
it's
of
in the
it.
book. And as soon as she sets it on the table, there's an eerie feeling in the room and it gets a little colder. It doesn't, like, you're not sure if it's from when Alex opened the door, that a draft came in or what, but it feels weird.
It's the same
And-
feeling.
Lily, I need a saving throw versus paralyzation at a -6.
No.
You didn't make it? Okay. Nothing happens.
Yeah.
Nothing happens to you.
I tell
Other than like, you're not aware that you made your save or missed your save. Last time you were aware that something attacked you.
Mm-hmm.
This time you're unaware that anything attacked you. Give me 2 seconds real quick here. Okay. You just get a shiver. And it gets cold. So really all it is a feeling that book, when it came in here, it's just, an uneasiness. You don't see the eye, you don't see any vision, nothing like that.
It was the same feeling as after it attacked me last time.
No,
No.
No.
Different? Okay.
there is no feeling.
Okay. Gotcha. Just
Well, there is a feeling. The feeling you have is fear and the same thing you had before. Like, something's watching you. Something's watching you. That's how you feel. And that's it, really. You do look over at the book, though. Yeah, like I told you, you feel it comes from that fear comes from that, but it's not like the book is casting a spell. It's just there's something not quite right. That book is fucking terrifying. Almost as terrifying as thinking of that thing.
Yeah.
Almost. Like, you were concerned with Nora when she pulled it out. You thought something was going to happen to her, but nothing happened to her. Then you turn and kind of look over and you see that Alex is trying to work with Ripley. And when you look over, you see yourself laying there next to laying there. It's not Ripley, it's you laying there that he's helping when you look over. He's trying to do whatever he can.
What the fuck?
You say that out loud?
Yeah. She's just looking at it. She's like, what the fuck?
Gordon's like, yeah, it got cold. You guys feel that? And everybody kind of nods. Everybody feels the temperature change.
Yeah.
Alex says, why don't we fire up the fireplace?
That's not Ripley, that's me.
And like, actually, before you say that's not Ripley, that's me, you say this is not okay, and you turn and look back, it's Ripley. It's not you. You're like, wait a minute, that was me. You're sure of it. So you don't say that. You might say something else, but you don't say that.
She was.
She probably went that.
That looked like me for a minute. You guys, I'm not right. Something's wrong with me.
Everything is okay, Alex says. Nothing is here. I would feel it if it was here. It's not here. There's nothing here. When he says that, you realize that there isn't anything here. Like, you're sure you don't feel anything. You look around, almost like he made you realize that your fear is getting away with it. Like you're getting away with your fear. It's taking you over. That's the feeling you get. And you notice it does it to everybody else too. When he says it, everybody else is like, yeah, let's just concentrate on what we need to do, Gordon says. Sabendo, the bandits and stuff like that, they all don't seem to be affected by any of this. Like, it doesn't bother them. It's almost like they've been living, they already look bothered. Like, they've looked bothered the moment you got here. It's almost like this is normal to them. The energy you're feeling is normal to them.
They've just gotten used to
They've gotten used to it.
Goodness.
It's not okay. Should pull her cloak around tighter.
The ruins go off down towards where the exit to the castle is. They go, they glow on the big circle that you're in. Alex looks, she's like, something tried to get in here mentally.
It's coming for me.
Doris says, it'll have to go through me first.
Yeah.
Alex kind of walks over to you and says, it's going to be okay. It's going to be all right. We always overcome whatever it is. We will overcome this. We have things to concentrate on. More important matters right now. Doesn't seem more important to you. You're like, these matters mean nothing, really. He sits down. Gordon's like, well, we have three choices. We got the Mummy Kings or the tombs of Gershwin to check out. We got the Velvet Underground to check out. And we got the Heroes Headquarters where the priesthood is. If I was going to give my advice and my choice, it would be the priesthood. I say we take it out first. It seems to be probably the easiest of the three. The Lich is easy. Not that killing an old compatriot is easy. Companion. There's a jiggle at the front door. Like the door jiggles.
Like somebody trying to come in?
Yeah. Kind of turn and look. See the handle move.
Was it locked?
Alex looks at you and goes, no, I didn't unlock it.
Did you put your rangers out there?
They're not outside.
Or to guarding the door?
You did. They're standing next to it. They kind of look at it like, what the hell? They're still standing there. They don't do anything. Gordon like stands up, draws a bow. You see it kind of change into a ghost arrow, and he just points it at the door, and he goes, open the door. And you see the guard kind of look at him, the Vermidon Ranger, and then he reaches over, and both of them open the door. There's two doors. You see what looks like a beacon servant that looks like Steph. Like the priest did, standing there. And it comes in. It flies all the way into the room where you guys are at. It doesn't come across the barrier. It stops. I cordially invite you for dinner this evening, all heroes of the North. It is time we get the band back together. Come to the Murmur Stronghold, and we will eat, and we will discuss the future of taking Beacon back. And then it stops and turns and looks at you guys. Do you have a message? I will return it. Gordon, when it came in, he just followed it with his arrow. And then as he followed it with the arrow, he stopped and then turned and went back to the door and let the thing come in, and he's aiming right at the door. He's just looking at the door. Now he doesn't answer, so it's, he doesn't say anything.
Lily's staring at Zira.
Zira didn't say. She just turned and looked at Lily. I can't telepathy it because of your hat, right? Goodness.
She was silent time. Just saying.
Gordon goes, close the door. And they do. And he pulls the arrow back. You cannot be trusted. You are a traitor. The whole house of Murmur are traitors. We will discuss your dinner invitation, but do not expect us to come all happy and gleeful and ready to join you. If anything, we're gonna kill you. Is that all? Gordon's like, yeah. So you're coming? Oh yeah, we'll be there. You see it turn. Goes right to the door.
That's a trap.
Yeah. Of course it is.
Well, at least we know that he knows, or it knows, we are here.
Yeah. So I can tell you if he has the eye, if it has the eye, I have the hand and I can feel where that eye is.
So you know where he is.
I do.
Is he still at the hero's headquarters?
I feel.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
And he's not hiding from you. And you're not hiding from him. I say we prepare and we go to the hero's headquarters and we take it the fuck out.
Alright.
I don't think we need to talk to it. I don't think we need to make any
No.
deals.
It's a traitor. Why would we?
Mal goes, then again, perhaps it has some information that we could find very useful. Perhaps a discussion about what's going on in Beacon from an undead that is presently in Beacon that knows what's going on could be useful. And then you can kill him. Tatalda says, he knows us. He knows how we battle. He knows what we do. Of course, things have changed with our power, but our general understanding of each other is the same as his. It. I knew him as a him. The priesthood knows our personalities. It knows who will be hiding, who will be attacking head on. It knows. So I suggest we change our tactics.
Okay.
Back to Eris.
Oh goodness.
You're sitting on the knoll on the druid circle, realizing your magic works. You just got that from Emmett. You're supposed to be planning a festival for the goddess of justice.
I am. She'll get up. Take a big old deep breath. And she'll walk outside the druid circle
Okay.
and order recall herself back to where it is.
You appear there. Todd is there. He kind of looks over and he's like, he walks back over to you.
Hey.
Hi. He stirs the cast. Touches you real softly. Same word, right?
Yes.
Okay. There you go.
Thank you.
I'll keep these in memory so you can keep going back.
I appreciate that.
I was just told who you were when we left. I can't believe I'm meeting you. I can't believe I'm in the presence of you. You look behind him and you see a few other people kind of staring off over at you just like,
Goodness.
and you look at them and they're like, some of them smile real big when you look, and their cheeks turn red, and he's still staring at it. He's, so, my friends and I thought maybe we could have dinner sometime. I mean, I would like to have dinner. I mean, you could come to dinner with all of us sometime. He kind of looks down, embarrassed. Okay, it's good to see you again. And he turns around and walks off. They're all over there and they're kind of giggling and laughing and stuff like that. And he walks away really nervous. Like you could tell he embarrassed the shit out of himself.
Oh, goodness. I don't know what to do about that. Boy, I have a festival I have to play.
You go out.
Yeah, she'll
Okay.
go out. She'll head back to the set, I guess.
As soon as you come out the door, you look to your left, or you could see what looks like cobwebs forming all around the Citadel. There's cobwebs all over the place, these pink and purple cobwebs that are strewn between towers and kind of down on the rock itself. And you can see that there's vines that are not vines, but vines now that have huge grapes on them, and they're pouring over the sides of the walls in certain areas and growing down the sides of the Citadel a little bit. Yeah.
Hey, Vay.
Yeah.
She'll just show him a picture in his mind of what she's looking at.
What the fuck is going on there?
I have no idea.
That's gonna be a problem. And if it is, it was all my fault. I'm the one that told her to land the fucking thing. That's Myra.
I'm gonna teleport in. She says to it.
You mean to the bar?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah,
Come back to the office. He
she'll
says, don't
tell
you
me.
dare teleport into that fucking structure right now.
No.
That Citadel. Hell no.
He says that
Get
to
your ass
her.
home. That's what he says.
They can tell me what to do.
I know. You're like, what the fuck?
Tell me what she was saying that she would teleport back, but she'd be like, don't tell me what to do.
He kind of looks at you. He's like, I just don't want you to get hurt. We don't know what's going on there. I want to make sure that you're using the intelligence that you have. You're one of the smartest people I know.
So guess what?
What?
Emmett said he would play.
Ray, you're sitting there. The feeling of being hungry had left you until Eris appears. And then you kind of look at her and she's really pretty. She's really, really pretty.
Oh, great.
And as you look at her, you realize that you can see some kind of energy flowing through her neck and through her arm, like blood, but it's not blood. But it gives you this like feeling in your stomach, like, whoa, I like that.
Oh, goodness.
Vay turns and looks at you, and you hear in your head, stop. And you do, immediately.
She will. She'll look down.
You don't even have to look down, you can just stop. This feeling just stops. When he says that, it stops, it disappears, it goes away.
Thank you. She would say thank you.
You're welcome. He says in your head. So it's basically in the room, it's. That's all he does.
Okay.
So that's all Eris sees. He goes, so that's great news. That's great news. If no one else shows up, if he shows up, that's enough.
I have some amazing news. He just told me he would recommend me as Magna alumni for the North.
Is that a good thing?
Yeah, that's a good thing.
What do you, cool. I'm happy then. That's awesome.
He has no idea what
He has no idea. You can tell they don't know shit about what that means. He's like, and he asks you, he goes, so what's that mean? Why is this such a big deal? I mean, obviously you're good. You're awesome.
I don't even know where to begin. to even explain that to somebody who doesn't, you know what I mean? So basically the Druid Council has these things called there's levels, right? And then there's the top tier, which would be like the Hierophant of the Cabal. A bard can take that position.
That's what you're doing?
Yeah.
You're gonna be in the Druid Council?
We'll see. What?
Does that mean you're not gonna be hanging out with us anymore?
No.
Everybody's leaving,
Of
man.
course not.
Everybody's gone.
I'm not going anywhere.
Okay. Ray, you feel the empathy from him. That worried him. He was like, what the fuck? You could feel it. When she says I'm not going anywhere, he doesn't believe her. You can tell that he doesn't believe her.
Oh, goodness.
And that there's a worry there. And then there starts to get a jealousy. You feel this jealousy come over him. And you're like, interesting. Then he stops it almost forcefully, like,
Because he realizes
and
I
just
can
looks
feel
at
it.
you with
I
a glare.
can't help
He's
it.
like,
I can't help
and you think it's funny, probably. So you're laughing inside, and he's like, oh, motherfucker. You can tell he's like, what the fuck? And then he turns back to Ares. He's like, cool, so.
I'm going to try to get some more bards. Yeah.
That County Crows guy?
I'm going to do County Crows and Riven. And who else was I going to contact? Oh, who was it? I don't know if Master Gamblin' Thinsong is still in town.
Ray, you can feel that he's thinking about telling her what you guys are. Like, you can feel it. You can't read his mind. It's an empathy. It's like,
But-
right.
You lost your mind?
He looks back at you.
Shut up here.
I guess I have. He says,
You
thank
fucking lost
thank you.
your mind.
Thank you, he says.
You're welcome.
He looks back at her. Ares, you're babbling on about the festival and the excitement.
Completely unaware.
Completely unaware what's going on.
Wonderful.
I'll let you roll an observation half.
Just how she likes.
6 or under.
I fucking made it! I rolled a 5! I made it!
They're telepathy.
Mm.
Him and his sister are telepathy.
Mm.
Or you think that's what it is. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're not sure what it is, but they're telepathy. You don't know what it's about, but.
Yeah. You know how she would feel about that?
Oh.
That's really not any of my business.
Okay, so she just kind of ignores it because clueless.
So why is that my business?
It's beautiful. It's beautiful.
Oh. Telepathy Riven. Riven!
Like sands through the hourglass, the time has moved much too slowly since last we spoke. How may I help you, beautiful?
We're throwing a festival for the Goddess of Justice. Do you want to be one of the performers? Do you want to come and either play music or do poetry or whatever you like?
I would be honored.
Yay!
Where will it be?
Up above Mirabilia.
Sounds like a wonderful, wonderful time. I will prepare something.
Yay. Cool.
However, I have a question for you, dear.
What?
There is a song that I hear coming from above. The notes are filled with beauty, like 10 million strings being plucked, all in some sort of concert. I'm not sure what it is, but it is directly above me. These 10,000 strings are creating a sound, beautiful sound. The music is unlike anything I've ever heard, coming directly from above me. Can you not hear it?
I'll stop and listen. No.
I've been told that My ears are much different than everyone else's. Perhaps I can just hear it, and you cannot.
Maybe.
Sometimes I check to see if others have the same ability of hearing as I do. Though I've never met anyone, I thought for sure your grace and beauty would bestow you upon the ability to do such things, since your music is otherworldly. I think that it's coming from the vineyard that is above Mirabilia. It is so beautiful.
Be careful.
With what?
Don't go there.
Very well. I had not planned on it, but
Okay.
I have heard rumors, but I do not think I would be of any help.
Mm-mm.
I am honored to play at the festival. I will be there.
Yay.
Thank you for thinking of me.
Of course. She'll disconnect.
Okay.
Ribbon's gonna play. She'll look at him.
Yes. Vay's like, yes. Yes. Can we put out some propaganda through these bards? To you? Can we to boost up Valia's belief system? Is that copacetic, or is that something that would be wrong?
No, we can do that. Riven and Emmett would not be the ones to do that, though. It would be probably Falcon and Jeffrey. They would be the ones, I would guess, that would
Excellent.
have anything to do with the rumor mill and that kind of thing. So I could ask them. I don't really know. What do you want?
Everyone to see kindly upon Valia and the goddess of justice, to follow her belief system and going against the prophecy. You understand what she's about, right?
Not really. I haven't gotten a chance to really talk. I know it's justice. But
So
past
basically
that,
we believe that prophecy has fucked us over, and it's fucked mankind, it's fucked the gods over. It is from what we know, it is a being.
prophecy.
Yes. It moves from mythos to mythos, destroying a god, causing a cycle that cannot be ended. There's some sort of being behind it.
That's what Emmett told her, isn't
Yeah.
it? He was the original male.
Yeah, no, you know what he is. Emmett told you what he is.
Yeah.
And it didn't affect you when he told you, and it hasn't affected you yet. You're Neo. And yeah.
And she doesn't know if she should tell him that.
Right.
That she knows anything about that.
Mhm.
That's touchy.
It is.
She don't even really know what all that means.
Anyway, she wants to go against the prophecy. She wants to stop the cycle. And right now it is with the dwarves, so it seems that we must seek justice, and it'll probably be in the dwarven kingdoms in the near future. Ray and I, and Alex, have dedicated to such things. She was our friend.
Yeah.
She was family. She knew what we knew. If she feels this way, then she knows something that we don't know.
Right.
And that's where we're going to stop the game for this evening. Dun dun dun. Don't be mad.
I'm not. That was badass.
It was a great game. A lot came out. Wow.
Mother of Neo.
Perhaps. You don't know. Perhaps you are.
Really?
But yeah, we want to thank you guys for coming by, liking, subscribing, sharing, all that shit, all the jazz, all the stuff. Do it. Do it now. Peace.
There's a gift inside the old gods granted me, a vision of the way to change reality. In the shadows creeping, can't rest your weary head. No time for you to sleep now, or evil it will spread. So gather all your friends and listen to my tale. Adventure story shaping magic and the veil. Dragons, devils, demons, and creatures that are fair, and heroes of the known. Just please don't be scared. The heroes are the monsters to the enemy. It all depends upon the way that you proceed. Original GM, we're here to set you free. Come join in the adventure. Who you wanna be? Who you wanna be? We are heroes.